I'm joined by Declan Kelly and Mickey Hart, Offaly joint managers in the bowels of Páirc Tailteann here, we'll call it. Disappointing, lads. You were 10 clear at half time, but you were against a significant breeze in the second half, and Meath caught you by the end. Give us your take on it, Declan.
We obviously started well. There was a significant breeze there, but at half time we would have been happy, but still we would have felt we probably left a few scores behind us at half time. Probably should have been a little bit further up, and we would have spoke obviously about a bit of an onslaught that was probably going to come at you, which was expected to come anyway. But early in the second half, we left a few more scores, possibly a goal and two, maybe 3 points behind us at that stage. So like, we spoke at half time that we could just keep the scoreboard ticking over. It was probably, if the 2 points mightn't have been as significant then. Like, but
The first two Meath scores came from turnovers on Offaly attacks, and they were 1 pointers, and then they got a 2 pointer, and they kind of got their backs up a bit. Mickey, like 10 points up at half time, what do you want your team doing in the second half?
Well, it's one of those new situations with the new rules. 10 points up in the old game, you've been home and hosed, not anymore. And I think it's a problem, not because we got beaten today, but I think it's not exactly the right thing to get 2 points for scores from outside 40 metres now, since there isn't 15 behind the ball. I can see why it would have been introduced at the time there's 15 behind the ball, so you're encouraging people to punish defenders who stayed too deep. But with only 12 players now available to be back, there's plenty of room to get scores, and to get 2 points for that, I'm not sure that it's such a wonderful thing. People get tired of these sight of this 2-pointer thing. There's not a lot to it. If somebody has the power and the bit of skill, you can shoot these over. The certain players can shoot them over, and that's almost worth a goal. And I think it takes away even some of the opportunities of people trying for goals, because they know there's 3 of them and you have 2 goals. Why bother going into the nest and trying to score a creative goal? So that's a part, but that doesn't excuse us for today. We didn't make use of it when we had it, as well as Meath did in the second half.
Last year, you got to the Leinster semi-final, but the Tailteann Cup campaign, for want of a better phrase, the arse fell out of it. Like, a couple of players went away for different reasons, and they're young footballers with lives to live. How do you make sure that Offaly's 2025 doesn't fall to the same fate?
Yeah, it's a good question, because we're only talking about historically, Offaly don't really embrace second-tier competitions. Like, that's been even pre-Tailteann and qualifiers. Never, we didn't embrace them. But the reality of it is, for us, we've made progress to get up to Division 2. And you'd be hoping you need to stay in Division 2 next year to get into the All-Ireland series realistically. And even at that, the way thing is going, you may have to be at the top end of Division 2 to stay into it.